Christmas is that special time of year when everyone comes home for the holidays.
Oh my God, you look so big.
No, that's not.
And immediately wishes they didn't.
She looks beautiful.
Now that Isaac's starting a family of his own, this is our last Christmas together. So let's make it the best night of our lives.
How wasted are you? Don't you dare throw up.
Hey, you don't steal on Christmas. That's not right. She home alone to me.
The night before.
What's going on, it's the RapNerd, and I'm here today to talk about a movie called The Night Before. Now, this isn't going to be a typical review where I'm going in the insides and outs of a film or saying what's bad and what's great. This is just going to be me talking about the film because I love it and suggest it to anybody who hasn't seen it, because I'm not sure what the pulse on this film is. I don't know how many people know about it, if a lot of people are aware of it. I don't know, but I figured I would do my justice with this film and just talk about it because I love it. It's been a Christmas staple of mine and my wife since we saw it back in, I think it released in 2015 or 16, one of the two. But either way, let's get into the movie. And key reason why I'm talking about this film, obviously the reason I love it, but I know the holidays can be this beautiful time, but for a lot of people, equal amounts of folks out there, the holidays can be a very difficult time. And I feel like this movie is a part of a remedy to help out with that hard time because of what the characters go through. And one thing specifically that one character goes through that I feel like is very tough, and they even expound upon that, and it's just a really good uplifting film for folks in that category. So I'm just getting to the film, right? So the movie follows three characters. I forgot the actual movie characters' names, but it stars Anthony Mackie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and then Seth Rogen. They got character names, but to me, who they are as people are who these characters are. So I'm just going to refer to them as their names. So they're these childhood friends that grew up in New York City, and every Christmas Eve they go out and pretty much party. They bar hop and have a bunch of fun, and it's been a thing that they've done since they have been, I guess, old enough to go to bars, because JGL's character went through some trauma like at a young age, and his two friends within Anthony Mackie and Seth Rogen were there to help him and build him up, and they just made this custom since then. So we're fast forwarding to, I forgot how many years later, where everybody's kind of getting older. Anthony Mackie, he's an NFL player and his career's trying to take off, so he is not as available to get up with the group. Seth Rogen's character is now a husband, and he's a father to be. His child is due with his wife in the next few months. And JGL's character is kind of just single and still trying to figure it out, if you will. He works little jobs here and there. He's a musician and figures his life out. So we get to this one night, and this is proposed to be their final night of going out because they're all just busy. And that's one of the really big messages that I like about the movie. It's talking about friendships and the fact that people just grow. Even within this, night, they have these kind of disputes about each other. It starts out playful and then it gets a little serious, and things are said that I think a lot of people need to hear who are in the same position, who have a group of friends that are growing, and they're kind of like, each person has their own lives and has taken their own shape. So you're going to grow apart some, but growing apart doesn't necessarily mean that you are less inclined to be friends. Sometimes friendships just change, and it's okay. So that's one of the bigger messages about the film. Like I said, it's really uplifting. And then once you see what JGL has gone through, you'll really understand why I'm talking about, the hardship of holidays and how things can just really be tough. But this movie does a great job in providing a lot of fun. I didn't mention it earlier, but it's a comedy, so you can expect all the laughs. And I think that's why this film is so great to me, because even through all of the laughs, you still get a really, really big sense of heart, a lot of emotion. And I think it was excellently done, personally. It doesn't even feel like it's acting. It feels like these guys just got up and they did this thing, and cameras are rolling. And for each character, they all have their own motivations. Like I said, JGL trying to figure it out. And of course, Seth Rogen, him being a father to be, he is scared. He doesn't know how to maneuver having a child, and he's talking about that all night. And then Anthony Mackie's character is doing things to be famous, and some of the things that he does aren't necessarily the best things to do, and his friends try to talk to him about it, but you already know how that goes. So there's a multitude of layers from that point going on with this movie, but at the end, it's very funny. It's hilarious from start to finish. It has its little bit of fairy tale-esque nature to it that makes it playful. It's got a whole bunch of mix of type of comedy because you have Seth Rogen, who's very satirical, but then you have Anthony. He has great comedic timing, and JGL here in a different light, very good comedically, and it all just works. It is a fun movie, and I think it even makes it more fun because me and my wife lived in North New Jersey, you know, in the December time, so we were in New York City when it was Christmas time, and all of these different things that we see in the city, the Rockefeller tree, the Santa Claus is walking around, the snow, we witnessed that firsthand. And New York is just one of those magical cities that if you go during Christmas, you'll never forget it. And this movie is definitely a representation of that for older folks, because Home Alone 2 for a lot of us millennials was the one that we latched onto when we were younger, but this one is us older. And speaking of being older, I feel like with all of the things that I talked about of the evolution of these characters being older, it feels like a coming of age film, but as adults opposed to kids going to teenagers, or, you know, teenagers going to adults. It's like adults really stepping up again to adulthood, because that's one thing a lot of people don't talk about. Yes, you become an adult at a certain age, but then you hit another tier of adulting that is, again, a coming of age thing that you have to deal with. And I love how this movie handled it, and it's a ball, it's fun, and I think it's on Tubi right now for free, so if you have not watched it, go ahead and watch it. I definitely suggest it. You'll have a good time. So if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, come back here, let me know what you think about it. And as always, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are, thank you. Until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.